Hi Pisces, this is your forecast for the month of November 2017. Before I begin though, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to the viewers, my subscribers. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for commenting. You have no idea how much those mean to me. All right, this is a general reading for Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, or Pisces Moon. It might also be helpful to watch your rising and moon sign. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/thealchemistastrologer, where you can find on-demand pages for love, finance, and other readings. So Pisces, you're starting the month off with a great card. This is one of the most fortunate cards in the deck. So you're getting some recognition for something. Something that you've been working on. You reached a goal. You put in the effort and you're feeling the culmination of that. You got some kind of breakthrough somewhere that makes you feel excited. It makes you want to keep going. You feel inspired. You feel motivated. You're getting some recognition and you can take pride in your accomplishments this week. You're under the spotlight. There's some kind of triumph for you, some kind of personal acclaim. Maybe you're getting some good news of some sort. You're making some progress. For some of you, maybe you're doing some traveling. But this is a week where you're achieving some victories with the help of people that are in your corner. Maybe something at work or something at home or both. There's some kind of opportunity that allows you to shine. You're able to put your best foot forward and you're doing it through who you are, your sense of diplomacy, your leadership, your cooperation, your friendship, your best skill set, and people are taking notice. You're getting some kind of recognition. This is also a good week for making important connections. People of influence who can open doors for you, who can give you advice, who can, put you on the right path. And so for you, a number of opportunities this week, again, either related to work or home, simply by working in cooperation with others. Give and take relationships, you extending yourself when necessary, and you having the wherewithal to ask for help or assistance when needed is going to move things forward much more quickly. This may center around your passion for something, desire, love, or lust perhaps, and rushing into a situation. And the passion could be a person or it could be following your bliss, what you feel excited about, what gets you going to wake up in the morning. Now, for those of you who are resistant to listening, maybe there's some arrogance. You feel like maybe you're above it all. You're riding high on your horse and you don't care what other people think or what they have to say. You're not listening to their suggestions. For you, this week may not be quite so enjoyable. This is about knowing what you have and using it as an asset. And this week, you know what you have and you've got a lot of charisma. And it's possible that at some point you may exploit that. You may turn that on when necessary in order to further your gain. For some of you, your gain is not going to be what you thought. It's not as much, or it's going to be delayed, or it's superficial. And so you may be disappointed. Now, some of you, this is a week where you're lacking confidence. You don't know if you're on the right path. You're questioning what you're doing. It could be because your success has been delayed. Or maybe you get some information that, crushes you. You felt like you were doing something positive or moving ahead, and somehow victory is not within your grasp. Or if it was very short-lived. So for you, you feel apprehensive and maybe that you didn't get what you thought you should have. Maybe you feel a sense of betrayal, or maybe there was some treachery in a situation. But in the positive, this again is about moving forward, specifically because you're working with other people. You're a team player this week. Now, the second week you have this King of Wands. So this is fire energy. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this king. Now, perhaps some of you, this is the king who's opening up those doors for you, or he's giving you some advice, or you're simply taking the traits on in order to meet your victory. Now, this king is a natural born leader. He is not short on confidence. So if this is you or taking that on, then last week was not about you having any doubt. This king feels sure in himself. He's a straight shooter. You don't have to guess what he's thinking. He's telling it like it is. He's shooting it straight. He's also very passionate, very spontaneous. Occasionally, he says the wrong thing, although he's very clever and capable, and he can be motivational. He can inspire you through his advice. And if you're connected to him, you are very tempted by him. You have emotion toward him, and you may see him as a mentor of sorts. So again, he could be the person that's yielding some kind of influence. Now, he also is got a lot of attraction. So he is attracted. He's got great potential to bring what he wants to himself. And so for some of you, you may suddenly develop a connection with this person. It could be somebody you've just met or somebody that you've known for a while. And maybe you're going out of your way in order to get noticed or get his attention, or maybe he's giving you his attention. So, part of the issue could be because, again, wands are very impetuous. There are some commitment issues. And because he's such a straight shooter, the world could be very black and white for him. He's authoritarian. So this could be a week where taking control of something is very important. Again, you may be seeking some guidance, or maybe you're trusting your intuition, your own desires, or maybe you need to seek some direction, and so you connect with this King of Wands. Now, in the negative, this is a king who, he sometimes takes a risk and he loses. Or, maybe he just doesn't have a lot of will. Maybe he doesn't have personal power because of some misfortune. Maybe, again, somebody's being controlling or blaming the other person. They're not owning their own responsibility for what's going on in a situation. And there could be some power struggles or lack of personal responsibility or accountability somehow. In which case, for some of you, this could be something that is short-lived. Maybe this is a connection that eventually has burned itself out, or it's burning you out trying to stay connected to this person. Now, the third week, you have the Eight of Wands, and something is happening very quickly. Now, for some of you, maybe you're falling in love. But for others of you, you're just on the go. And maybe you're dealing with somebody who is pushy or aggressive. It seems that circumstances are going to cause you to have to act quickly for whatever reason, because something about a situation is moving swiftly. Maybe, this king has opened up some doors for you, and anything that was blocking you is now being removed. So some opportunities arrive, and something is manifesting, and you're having to take some quick action. And maybe, based on your assistance from somebody or recognition of your talents, something is moving full speed ahead. There's some forward motion. Could be some new ideas that you have. Could be a job offer. Maybe you're traveling. But something is moving. There is movement, and you're overcoming a challenge in that process. So this is a week where just the unexpected, anything could take place. Maybe you change direction. Maybe a circumstance moves, on a different path. Or maybe you're dealing with people who do something surprising. Whatever it is, nothing is going to follow script. Any kind of guideline, rule, that's going to be broken this week. In spite of however sure you are of yourself or how confident in what you're doing, something is going to cause you to have to change course, either because you've decided that or because circumstances require it. You're going to have to step back and rethink something and change the focus. Something unexpected is going to cause you to have to move more quickly, whether that is to promote something, save it, complete it, salvage it, launch it. Something is going to require you to have to accommodate to some new circumstances. And this is going to be happening so quickly, you may not have expected this. However, you are quite capable this week, and you may be making some quick decisions, and they may be good decisions. For others of you, it could be a delay in communication. The King of Wands is facing away from this Eight of Wands. So maybe there's some disruption to your plan. Maybe there's some stalling, or things are moving slowly, or perhaps you're involved in some kind of dispute or disagreement. You could be getting some upsetting news, and things maybe maybe feeling as if they're out of control. In which case, of course, the benefits weren't what you thought. There's some kind of setback. You feel like you're wasting your energy. Some of you, maybe you were trying to force an issue. You were being too pushy, or someone you were involved with. Maybe a trip is canceled, or it's delayed, or there's a broken engagement or appointment or proposal, or there's just some ill-considered decisions that where miscommunication is involved. Maybe some issues with transportation, or you're trying to hurry so much that it creates a problem. Whatever it is, something may be, running away and out of control and overtaking you. And you're having difficulty even getting a grip on what's taking place. Now, for some of you, again, this is moving so fast that you weren't expecting it, and you're having trouble keeping up with the pace of a situation. There's more than you're prepared to deal with. And some of it is maybe, you're not in control of a situation, and you're going to have to try harder to create a positive outcome for yourself. This is not a week to, as quickly as things may be unfolding, you're going to have to try to somehow get a grip or a handle on a situation so that it can turn out to your advantage. Some of this may be about gaining some freedom, and maybe there's some opportunities that arrive that feel very exhilarating for you on some level. Some chains have been broken, doors have been opened, and you feel like you can do anything. And maybe you're recognizing that you need to take control by breaking out of a routine, by doing something different, doing the unexpected. For others of you, this week you realize you need to let go of something and move on. The benefits are just not there. Now, the last week you have the King of Cups. This could very well be you. This is water energy, or another water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. If this king is not you, then that means, circumstances rests in someone else's hands. However, this could very well be a trait. Now, this king, of course, is very sensitive, very caring. He's got a lot of different energy than that King of Wands. The King of Wands is very go-getter. He's ambitious. He's passionate. He's spontaneous. The King of Cups is more in control of his emotion at his best. He's emotionally stable, and he's a supporter. He's working in your interests. He cares about what you think. He cares about what you feel. He wants to listen to you, counsel you, support you, and protect you. And so this is somebody who, again, may be working in your interests, because meeting your needs comes naturally to this king. And he cares about the things, again, that matters to you. He's intuitive, he's empathic, he's creative. Now, those traits could belong to you this week. He's also prone to depression and perhaps some extreme sensitivity in his shadow. Now, if he's in his shadow, he's emotionally unstable and he struggles with practical matters, and he can be manipulative or passive aggressive. It's difficult for him to say, maybe difficult for him to say no to others. He's easily influenced, although he's very charismatic, and it may be difficult for you to say no to him. And he can affect your emotions by trying to seduce you. So this could be a week where you start to really get in touch with your emotions. Something unexpected has happened where you realize that you need the support of someone else. You need that assistance. You need that advice. And maybe you realize how deeply you care for somebody, and maybe it's more than you thought. And it's likely if you are engaged in a connection with somebody on whatever level, that attraction is mutual. However, for some of you, this King of Cups can be very underhanded, and it's making your situation complicated, and your relationship is less than rewarding. This can be somebody who's giving excessive power over to their emotions, or, if we get back to that Six of Wands, you were riding high, somebody's put you on a pedestal, or you put somebody on there, and now they've fallen from grace somehow. This could be getting involved with somebody and then having those second thoughts. It's waking up and wishing that you hadn't. This is feeling victimized or powerless, or wanting that emotional connection and not knowing how to find it, or just being oblivious to emotions, shutting yourself off. Whatever it is, this is a week that requires you to take a closer look, to look behind something, and perhaps to take notice of your emotions if that's what's necessary. Now, the underlying influence is this Eight of Cups. So you are seeking something this month. Maybe you don't even know what that is. You're trying to leave the past behind, something that didn't satisfy you, something that didn't fulfill you. Now, there could be a tendency to just, give it all away, to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But this is you, searching for some deeper meaning. You're tired of something, and this is a month where there's a turning point. You've lost interest with something, and something has been a disappointment for you. Maybe you thought it held more potential, and then, it ended up being less than. So you're breaking away from something. It could be some dependent emotional ties. You're turning your back on something that is difficult, and you're rejecting parts of your situation that don't serve you anymore, that are outmoded. The way you're living, the way you're thinking, the way you're relating, you're letting go of that, and you want to direct your energy to new interests. So some of you, maybe you're leaving home, maybe you're searching for a new relationship, maybe you're changing your job, maybe you're relocating, but there is the decline of a situation that you found unrewarding on some level. So for some of you, this is centering around abandonment issues. Maybe somebody is turning their back on someone else and walking away, either you or the other person. So this is going to be a month where you are doing a personal assessment. You are doing some emotional renovation, some emotional cleaning. And this reality check, getting things clear personally, is going to help you find your inner balance and renew that sense of purpose that you have for yourself. This is a month where, maybe you're tired of other people having control over your destiny. You want to make your own decisions. You want your future to rest in your hands. And for some of you, you're going to resolve any conflicts that you've had emotionally. You're going to recognize the areas in your life where you have been giving away your power, where you have been giving up yourself as an individual, where you have been blocking your own progress. And you may come to find that in this process, it's a lot easier than you even expected to save something if that's what's necessary, or for you to take charge of your life or a situation, or if necessary, for you to walk away and be okay with that. Whether you're walking away from a circumstance, or whether you're letting go of some bad habits, or whether you're cutting people out of your life that aren't good for you. Now, again, you're going off to somewhere that you don't even know about. You don't know where you're headed. It's just better than where you've been. You may be seeking adventures. Again, some of you, maybe this is through travel. You've got a number of travel cards, 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and this 8 of Cups. So you may be looking for some new horizons. You're definitely going to be traveling emotionally. You're going to be pushing boundaries. You're going to be making changes, changing the way you think, your perceptions. And in some cases, realizing that you need to wake up. Now, for some of you, you don't know, where you're headed. You're not even clear about where you want to go or how you feel. And maybe that's because for so long you haven't been in control of your own destiny. Now you got to get in touch with you. What do I want? What do I need? What do I think? How do I feel? So there's more work ahead of you. You're trying to discover all of those things. You're trying to find the answers to those things. Now, for some of you, there's a refusal to move on. You've had a difficult time bringing an ending to something, and it could have been a long-lasting relationship. You want something different. Maybe you want a new romance. Maybe you're looking for happiness. Maybe, you want to go back to somebody. There's a fear for some of you of the unknown, and there's difficulty in making a commitment. You don't want to grow beyond the things that you've been attached to. And maybe you've even been pursuing a false ideal. For some of you, you're going to walk away from a relationship that's valuable to you, that means something to you. And maybe it's because there's a fear of intimacy. And it could be a change that you regret later. For some of you, you've been pushing yourself, judging yourself in ways that are unnecessary. You may have been giving yourself a very difficult time given how something has played out. And dealing with the truth of a situation, the reality of it is maybe a little bit more than you're prepared to deal with. It's challenging for you. The weight of it is too much to bear. And so for some of you, you're going off in order to gather yourself. You're imposing some self-isolation to get clear on who you are and what you want. Now, this is going to be an emotional month for you, and it's going to tie to your independence, your sense of freedom, your destiny, the people that have an impact on your future and the circumstances surrounding it. And it's also going to center around meeting your objectives, your goal for recognition, for success, for achievement, and how you've been trying to accomplish that thus far. Now, you have no majors in this reading, and so you are largely in control. But there is a lack of grounding, a lack of stability. It could be that, there's still some details that you're working out. You're hammering out some things. Communication can be an issue this month. Maybe there's not enough of it, or maybe somebody's impractical or illogical or irrational. There is a lot of fire in this reading, and so what's going to happen is very unpredictable. What I do know is that you are about to enter a period that's going to be very active, very adventurous, or it's going to be a very annoying time period where there's a lot of rash or impulsive or impetuous behavior, either on your part or the part of others. Now, you have 2 kings in this spread, so something ties to a partnership or some kind of profitable contract or deal, or it could be that there are some conflicting opinions about a situation. And this is going to be a month where you're going to be involved in some discussions, some negotiations, some networking. Maybe you're putting your ideas out there. Maybe you're putting something out there and you're waiting on a return. There could also be elements where people are unpredictable or unreliable, and likely so with so much fire in your reading. This is also centering around some kind of partnership, being disappointed in that partnership or walking away from it. And it may be, if that King of Cups is not you, maybe you're walking away from something or you're walking away from that king. There's also, some kind of timing factor in your situation. It's important to pay attention to details because timing is critical. And so, again, that Eight of Wands says that you're having to act quickly on something because there's a time frame involved in it. Maybe you're having to leave quickly or unexpectedly. So this can be, you have so much fire. There's a lot of desire, a lot of passion involved in a situation. Maybe this is exactly what you need for some of you. You're in a situation where you feel as if your back is against the wall. And you're going to need to draw on that fire, that strength, in order to get out of whatever it is you're involved with. However, this can also be a destructive force. This is like a fire burning out of control, all consuming. So you're going to have to be really focused about what it is that you're trying to pursue. There's a real desire to move forward on something, but you seem to get bogged down by this emotional tug of war. Maybe, again, there's a conflict of interest. Maybe there's some guilt about putting your work or your ambitions before love and your emotions. So you are conflicted this month. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.